What's up guys, this is Balázs from Racing Brick. Today's set comes from a brand new product line called LEGO Art. It is an 18 plus set, so it was designed for adults, and I can tell you that the building experience is indeed something very unique. So this is the 3/11/99 Marvel Studios Iron Man set. It comes in a quite unusual packaging, looks like a pizza box for the first sight. It is roughly 40 by 41 centimeters and 5 centimeters thick. On the front you can see the product itself, which is a mosaic picture of Iron Man. As you can see, there are 3 options to build from this single set, and LEGO is really trying to create an elevated building experience with an additional soundtrack that you can listen to during building. At least if you don't buy the set on the first day, but more about this later. On the back we can see the picture on the wall and the bigger version of the 3 variations, and all the necessary pieces mixed in a big bowl, which I will definitely not do myself. Let's open the box. The set has 3,167 pieces. It is available on lego.com from the 1st of August. The price is 119 euros or dollars and 99 cents. The box opens upwards and the contents are nicely arranged inside, although the manual was apparently not properly secured in place. We get 15 bags with the 1x1 round pieces, 2 bags for the rest of the parts, 9 frames and the building instructions. For the first sight you would say that there's not enough round pieces, but this should be definitely more than 2304, which is the amount required for one complete picture. The brand new 16x16 frame pieces come stacked, and it requires quite a significant force to separate them. They have pinholes on the sides and stud connections on the top and the bottom. I think they will be quite useful for larger builds and structures as well. There's a new big brick separator in the set that comes in black, and it even has its own mini site with video instructions about the usage. This one is definitely a new piece, the hanger that has mostly Technic connection points, so we can start to think about how to incorporate it in our Technic builds. The manual is small but quite nice. We get a lot of information about the new product line and the building experience LEGO wanted to create, facts about Iron Man and the different suits. The brick separator gets again its own page with instructions about the usage. Apparently LEGO wants to make sure everyone can use it properly. As I mentioned previously, there are 3 separate image options, and the instructions are, well, quite unusual. I'm sure this will be a totally different LEGO building experience. I'm really curious how will it go. It's interesting to see that the different colors got a fixed number, but they didn't put these numbers on the bags. I wanted to check the soundtrack that's supposed to be an important part of the building experience. I followed the QR code in the instructions, but unfortunately it does not seem to be available yet. Today is the 4th of August and the set was officially launched on the 1st. Even the page says, listen to full soundtrack August 1st. I hope that grammatically challenged sentence does not mean that I missed the chance to listen to the full soundtrack on the 1st of August and it vanished the day after. Anyway, I have to start building without the soundtrack and I will come back and check later if it becomes available. I'm a guy who prefers organized chaos, so I instantly rejected the building method that is suggested on the back of the box. Mixing every piece in a bowl won't happen here. There are 15 different colors, so first I thought I will use 15 plastic IKEA bowls, but they seem to be too big for this job. Then I found these plastic boxes I bought some time ago with removable bowls. Perfection. Unfortunately, I could not fit all pieces in a single box, and I had some challenges with the bags as well. They don't open the same way. Some of them are the usual LEGO plastic bags and can be opened easily with your hand, but others are almost impossible to tear open, so I had to use a knife. It also requires extra attention to pour the little round pieces out. 1 or 2 will jump in a random direction for sure. I'm really wondering how many extra pieces are included here, but at this point I think I won't count them. So, after a little rearrangement, this is my setup. Now we can really start building. Make sure to select the proper image that you want to build. Initially I wanted to build the 3rd image, the Mark 85 armor, because that has the most badass look, but I started to build the Mark 3 and I only realized it after finishing 2 blocks, so I had to stick with this version. Also make sure to avoid rugs or anything else around you where these little pieces can hide. Some of them will escape for sure, and it's quite a challenge to find them on the floor. According to the designer interview, the average build takes 4 hours. The first block took me about 15 minutes, which means the 9 blocks should not take much more than 2 hours, but I guess I was not relaxed enough yet. The building experience is totally different from any other LEGO set. I never made mosaics, I'm not a jigsaw puzzle fan, and I did not even try an adult coloring book, so this is something pretty new to me. I suggest to insert the pins first that are used to connect the base to the others. It helps with the proper orientation. There's no predefined building technique. You can start building from a corner and simply fill in every line, or you can build bigger blocks of similar colors. I guess you can also combine these or come up with something completely different. The building itself requires attention, at least for me. This is not something you want to do during watching TV or something similar. As you see, I made a mistake here, but luckily just 2 pieces were misplaced. It is quite easy to remove the studded round pieces with your finger, but you can use the brick separator as well. That one will be more useful during the disassembly. Your mileage may vary, but I don't think the set is supposed to be built in one take. I'm an experienced Lego builder, but my thumb really started to hurt after 4 or 5 blocks. Since there are 9 plates, the building experience can be shared as well with others. With the digital instructions, it is possible to build simultaneously with someone else. I asked my wife to try it as I wanted to know what she thinks about the set. She said that the experience is pretty similar to the adult coloring books. It requires you to stay focused, but it can be also relaxing. There's one printed piece that is optional. We can choose if we want to add it or fill the space with the rest of the mosaic. After the assembly of the 9 plates, we need to build a frame that will reinforce the structure. There's a jump in the manual to page 94, where the rest of the build is the same for all 3 images. It's a bit weird for the first sight as you don't see any of the images, but they try to indicate that one of the mosaics is supposed to be there. I almost immediately made a mistake with the plates, had to rearrange them before moving forward. This part of the build takes roughly 15 minutes, so I can say that the building process took me around 2.5 hours altogether. These are the parts left after the image was completed. I think it explains the higher piece count. The 3 images share a lot of the pieces, but they could not be made with the exact same set. As I mentioned previously, I'm not sure how many extra parts do we get, but for 61 white pieces there seems to be a single one left, so I don't think there are too many extra pieces in the box. There are 2 hanger pieces, so you need to measure their distance properly if you want to hang the picture on a wall, but as I tested it actually works with a single piece as well in the center. So here is our finished masterpiece on the wall. I think it looks great and it can blend in a living room and in a kid's room as well. You can also put it on a cabinet or on a table. It is not too small nor too big. There's one weird thing about the box. For the first sight you would say that the final assembly would fit in the box for safe storage, but apparently it doesn't. The height is okay, but the picture is 1-2 millimeters too wide to fit in the box properly. It is really not that much. I don't understand why it was not made just a tiny bit wider. A missed opportunity for a little extra convenience. What about the disassembly? I think this is where you can really use the new brick separator. You can remove several 1x1 pieces at once. Just make sure you are in a totally empty room with no furniture, because the pieces will fly in every possible direction and they will end up under the couch for sure. It will be also a nice challenge to sort all the colors for the next build. I was already finishing my review when the soundtrack became available. I almost missed the fact that the short teaser was replaced with the full version, as the only difference was that weird Infinity Nan text on the right, which previously showed the length of the teaser, and I only could play and pause it without the option to skip to a specific part. Since then it was fixed again, and now it shows the proper length and the navigation works as well. It would be great to see a summary about the contents or have a list of themes or chapters, but I guess it was meant to be listened at once. The whole soundtrack is 90 minutes long. You can hear a lot of discussions about the history of Marvel Comics, the Iron Man character, the different suits, and a lot of other interesting things. The link to the page is in the description, make sure to check it out. So, let's sum it up. The building experience is very different from a usual LEGO set. It's more like the adult coloring books or DIY mosaic kits. If that's your thing, then I'm sure you will enjoy building this set as well. For me it was okay, but nothing special. But when I look at the end result, I think it was totally worth it. I love the look of the image, and my son is already waiting for the review to be finished. He wants to build the Hulkbuster. The price is what it is. If you wanted to build something similar using parts from Bricks and Pieces or Bricklink, it wouldn't be cheaper for sure. I will wait until the price drops a little bit, and then I will get 2 other samples to build the big picture. That will definitely have a place in my future LEGO room. Please let me know your thoughts in the comments and also which of the LEGO art sets is your favorite one. If you like this video, then please give it a thumbs up. You can also subscribe and tap the notification bell if you don't want to miss my LEGO reviews and other LEGO RC videos. See you next time, bye bye!